I believe that XCN has such an amazing game plan for 2025. Even though nothing I say is financial advice, I do believe that the things that are expected to launch when it comes to things regarding Onyx, this could very well allow XCN to hypothetically reach the price of $1 again by the end of this year. Now, why do I say that even though that's not a guarantee? It's because we take a look at the most anticipated thing when it comes to Onyx as of right now is going to be the mainnet launch when it comes to Goliath. Goliath is supposedly going to be this very amazing layer 1 blockchain for the world of finance. Now, I can't really say it's going to be the best because we still have to wait and see because, again, mainnet is expected to launch next year. But why could 2025 be special for XCN? It's because I believe that the timing of Goliath is crucial. Now, why is this? It's because we take a look at the testnet. It's expected to go live in Q3 of this year. This really fits in line as to when, historically, as a worst case scenario, we have seen altcoins peaking. Now, why do I say that? If we take a look at altcoins, historically speaking, usually peaking as a worst case scenario around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event, that would actually mean around October this year. Keep in mind, if you take a look at that date, that's very similar to when something like Goliath is expected to launch its testnet, which I think is very fantastic. Now, keep in mind, right, when people are saying that this isn't going to be massive when it comes to XCN, just think about why this could be amazing. It's because if, let's say, the bull run is starting to really kick into fifth gear and then they launch the testnet, this could be really fantastic in terms of creating that momentum, that hype, and really just allowing XCN to reach such a great level. And also, the fact that they timed it that way, I think, even though it may not be by design or by design, who knows, whatever the case may be, the timing is so perfect. Because imagine if they launched like the testnet right now and they did all this type of stuff, or let's say even they launched the mainnet as of right now. That's not good timing. The market is going down. Sentiment isn't the best. A lot of people are panic selling. Also, a lot of people may not be panic selling. They're just selling in general because they don't want to be here anymore in terms of XCN. And that's totally their choice. I can't tell anyone to buy XCN. But I'm just saying, if they did the mainnet launch even as of right now, or let's say have the testnet, go up and running, I would say, right? Not good timing. The fact that they actually kind of timed this, it shows that the team may know what they're doing. Because keep in mind, even though they could have probably launched it as of right now, if I was a part of their team, which I'm clearly not, but I'm just saying if I was, I would say don't launch it right now because the price is going down. For what? It's not going to create much attention, not much hype. Goliath could be something special. Again, the key word is could be. So then why launch it during a time when the sentiment is not that great? You know what I mean? It's like, for instance, trying to launch a new project like years ago when Terra Luna was crashing. It's like, what? That's not a good timing. You know what I mean? It's a good time to launch a project when the sentiment is becoming more positive. Now, of course, there's no exact way to tell, but imagine they launch it right now, not good timing. But again, the fact that it's expected to happen more so near the end of this year, great timing in my opinion, because it's going to take some time for the space overall to recover. It's going to take, time for the sentiment to go back in again, for the confidence. It's going to take a while. So again, that's a perfect timing right there because I think as things start picking up, let's say around summertime, like in May, June, July, leading up all the way until the end of this year, again, this is all going to play to the favor of something like XCN. So really when people say that Onyx, they don't know what they're doing, adoption isn't the best, it's not great. Well, when it comes to that, I do believe that yes, Onyx doesn't have the best adoption and also the fundamentals, at least perceived to many people, may not be as good as Stellar or Ripple. But really, beyond that, the way I view it is that they know what they're doing. The timing is correct here. So the team, I think, is actually very smart. Now, people may be thinking that, okay, why near the end of this year? Even take a look at Charles Hoskinson, right? Even if we kind of remove the historical data when it comes to when altcoins usually peak as a worst case scenario. Even Charles Hoskinson predicts that as a best case scenario, Bitcoin could either reach $250,000 all the way up to $500,000 around November this year. The reason being is because back in November, he did say 1 to 2 years from then, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching, and again, anywhere between $250,000 all the way to $500,000. So if you think about that, best case scenario November this year, this really fits in line to something like the testnet launch of Goliath. Now, granted, people may think that, yeah, the testnet is not special enough. Well, here's the thing. If the testnet launches, right, and it actually goes even pretty okay or pretty good, that right there is already enough for people to have all this hype and attention for the mainnet launch. Now, granted, mainnet launch is expected to happen in 2026, but during a fully fledged bull run, that story is going to be so positive in terms of creating that amazing sentiment, in terms of creating that really just positive atmosphere, which is why I do believe that when it comes to XCN, that right there could really prime it for such an amazing bull run this year, because I don't think the bull run is over yet. And keep in mind, right, once XRP and XLM picks up again in a very massive way and even better than what we saw previously, let's say it does that, and then there's the testnet launch when it comes to Goliath, this is game, set, match right here. This could be really amazing. And as of right now, the way you take a look at it is that, hey, XCN is going down in price. I'll buy it. I'm not saying I'll go all in, but I'm dollar cost averaging. Some people may be thinking that, oh man, what happens if you dollar cost average as of right now and it goes down like 30 or 40% next week? In theory, that could happen, and we just never really know the future, but I'm comfortable with that because even as of right now, right, a dollar is around an 84x from here. So if let's say the price goes down, I'll accumulate more. If it goes up, I'll accumulate more. The reason being is because I am dollar cost averaging. I think that's the safest strategy for me. So anytime an income I'm acquiring, I'm holding and I'm just waiting. I am not concerned about what happens to the price week to week, day to day. That's not really a big concern to me because I'm more so focused on a dollar, so really anything below 10 cents for me is a good deal. Let's say I acquire at 9 cents, right? For whatever the case may be, let's make a make-believe scenario, right? And then let's say it goes down to 3 cents, whatever the case may be. And let's say it goes to 5 cents. I'll keep accumulating more because again, anything under 10 cents, that's a good buying point for me, at least in theory. So I don't mind if let's say I buy right now and the price goes down 30, 40% in the grand scheme of things. If let's say XCN does go to the price of $1, it's not really going to matter. It's like this, for instance, right? Bitcoin at one point was at the price of $1,000, also at one point at the price of $1. Now, if we take a look at how well Bitcoin did as of late, like reaching around $100,000, right? Do you think anyone who accumulated Bitcoin below the price of $1,000 is in a group chat complaining to one another and saying, wow, man, I accumulated, Bitcoin at the price of $900. This person accumulated $100. Oh, this person $5. I don't think they'd be doing that because even somebody who acquired Bitcoin at the price of $1,000 back then, right? $100,000, that's already 100x. It's still very fantastic. So the way to take a look at it is that, yes, I may not necessarily know the exact bottom when it comes to XCN, but you know what? Anything under 10 cents for me is a good deal, so I really don't mind. I'll still accumulate more anyways because I think that when the market picks up again, I'm going to be forgetting all about, whether or not I acquired at this price or this price or it's like, who cares? It's like when Bitcoin went up, no one is complaining whether or not they acquired Bitcoin at the price of like $10 or $20 or let's say $30, right? It's the same thing here. And I think it's the same principle with over 600 million crypto owners. I highly doubt that this born is going to be bad. Some people like to say, oh, that's kind of bad. But really, if you take a look back in 2021, there was around 300 million crypto owners during the peak of that bull run. This year could just be a lot better, but it's just a waiting game. I get it. XCN isn't doing the best, but think about this logically. Go into the price of $1, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $32.5 billion. Still over $50 billion less than Dogecoin's all-time high market cap and still over $100 billion less than XRP's current market cap. Man, I just don't see why this is bad. XRP XLM is going to be a major contributing factor as to just how well XCN could do, and I think they will do well. So in theory, XCN could hypothetically do well too. And again, I think Goliath is really priming XCN for such a fantastic year during this bull run, and I really can't wait. Again, $1 is still my price target. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. Greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm a peace. Bye.